Hello there race fans. So for today, I thought I'd show you some qualifying rather than just the race. I'll probably show you the race as well, and don't worry, I'm not going to show you the whole qualifying. I might show you some mistakes, some of the learning process, and obviously the hot lap itself if I end up getting one. And then from there we can jump into the race as well. Let's have a look at the info for this thing. If you haven't seen the YouTube video of this car doing the Isle of Man time attack, it's quite an interesting lap. I'm not sure if it's in the run itself or if it's in a practice or something. It was a horror of a snap. He's doing like 150 or something over some bumps, and the car just snaps. The rear end comes round on him. Concrete walls either side, just manages to catch it. It's well worth a watch if you haven't seen it. Hopefully we won't have any repeats of that today. But yeah, there we go. So that's the car we're using, and it's at Bathurst, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare for SR, but that's why I'm going to try and do a good qualifying lap now. So let's jump into that. Right, so as you can see, I've already had a little run around, just putting a little sighting lap. But it looks like the top 10 are doing 202s, so if I aim for now, getting a 205 on the board would be nice. Yeah, but we'll just build up to it, we'll just try and build up to it. So there it goes. So here we go into the race. I never did improve on that lap time in the end. So 2:04.5 is what we ended up with. It's good enough for third though. So we should be able to have a good race from there. And I might have to hop back on because I've just learnt after recording all this footage, all these videos, that you can actually modify this car. So unlike any of the other dailies, you can't do the suspension or the gearing or the diff or anything like that, but you're allowed to take a bit of weight off and put a bit of power on. Not a lot, but a little bit, and I think it will make a difference. So I didn't realise that before, so this is just racing with it completely standard. I'm not sure many other people realised. I think the guy on P1 realised though, because he was a good 2 seconds quicker than everybody else. So if you are just doing this race late tonight, do remember to take some weight off and put a bit of power on in the settings. So yeah, I'm going to race standard. I'm pretty sure that everyone else was as well, as I say, apart from that guy on P1. He was definitely on the top 10. The bottom of the top 10 at the time of me doing this race was at 2:03. It's the biggest spread I've seen as well, so it was a 2:01, like a 7 or something. I think that's what he had in P1, and then P10 was a 2:03 something, so it's quite a big spread, the biggest I've seen it. The median would have been about 2:02.5. So I was alright with my 2:04.5, 2 seconds off. I didn't spend too much time in qualifying. You'll see the qualifying, so you know what happened. I hope you enjoyed those little clips of me messing it up as well. But yeah, I was quite happy with the lap in the end. My car responds quite well to just driving quite carefully. It feels like a control pad car, to be honest. I'm not really good on the pad, but I reckon this car could be quite good for it, so I was quite happy just to take the race and see what happens. The first lap we were all over this guy in seconds, but I think after the lap or so he got settled down and I couldn't really catch him, so it's not the most interesting race. I'm going to cut out a lap or so. We'll stay on board though just for this first lap. You'll see me pressurising this guy, but there's very little opportunity to make any moves at Bathurst. And I didn't want a penalty obviously, so I'm going to just end up just cruising around. But we were miles ahead of the guy in P4. So it's just about whether or not we can close down P3 here, P2 rather. Try and get close to the walls. He got a bit too close there, so we would have gained on him a little bit. Getting careful through here. Slow the car, hand down here. Aim for that wall, aim for that curb, aim for this wall. But we've caught him up a lot. He doesn't seem too comfortable. I thought about diving down the inside there. Watching it now, I still don't know if it would have been a shout or not. I think probably the right decision to hang back. He got a good exit there. Ours wasn't too bad either. We hit 180. Just 180 as we turn into the chase. Big break here at the end of that. We caught him up again. Well, initially he's sort of stretched away again a little bit. And there we go, clean lap 1. Easy on the brakes here. You see P1's just stretching away now. Nice and early turn in there, early on the power. I didn't do very well there, and he got a great exit look using all the track. So he just drives away from us here. Started to push quite hard as well this lap just to see if I could catch him. Easy on the brakes there though. More time to be lost and race to be gained. Drive it up the hill. A little dab of the brakes through there. Couldn't control the speed enough, I don't think, to just have a lift and then try and brake once you got through there. Ended up going a bit too hot into the cutting if you did that. So just a little dab through that wall just to control the speed. And again, just try and balance the car. It felt quite soft for the car. There's a lot of suspension movement, so you do have to drive it. Careful over here. I was downshifting to fourth. You could just tap the brakes a little bit, but I think just downshifting to fourth just helps control the speed, and obviously you get the drive out. Nearly overcooked it into there, just got away with it. This gap between us is pretty much maintaining the same. Still a bit too bit messy there, not the perfect exit. He's even pulled away a little bit on that lap. So it's not looking like we're going to be able to do much about this. First lap was the opportunity. After that he seems to have settled in and he's found his qualifying pace again. But there's no one anywhere near us, so a bit of a lonely race, but it was a clean race at least. I think the end of this lap I'll skip to the last lap. We can just watch the last lap. There's not much happened on lap 3, pretty much a carbon copy of this lap. Here we go then, on to the final lap. We're a bit closer than we were at the end of the second, so we had a good third lap. Good exit there. Down Mountain Straight. Look at that lap time from the guy in P1, he's done a 2:02. Very fast. We did a 2:04 again, so we nearly matched our qualifying time in the race. It shows how hard I was pushing. It was a good lap 3. Try and aim at that wall and you can drive it through here. It's having a little lift just as it goes light here. Wasn't close enough to that wall on the outside there. Just brush that wall. And control the car here. Yeah, he stayed the same distance pretty much the whole race. Just P1 stretched away. But we'll take a nice P3, which is where we qualified as well. And as I say, that's with the car standard, so I might hop on and have another little go at this race and see how much extra time I can get out of it, see if I can qualify a bit hotter. All my friends have gone faster than me, so there's definitely some lap time there. I reckon a 2:03, maybe even a 2:02, but I'll have to have a drive and see how much quicker it feels. Shedding the weight will help a lot, and obviously adding more power is going to help down the straights, but I think the weight's going to feel quite nice over the mountain. So I'll let you know how I get on. But there we go. This video was mainly for the qualifying, so you can see the process, how I try and shave lap time off, and how it helps the result of the race. So we ended up finishing where we qualified. So it's worth putting a bit of time into qualifying. I never used to as I was coming up the ranks. I used to hop in and have a race, but that's because I enjoy the racing. I like the battle, but when you're going to get penalised for racing, you need to get a good qualifying session in. So hopefully you guys can do that and have yourselves a good race. I'll see you in the next one.